Hello, everybody. I'm very excited to be here because I can present my book. My book that is all about weight loss mastery, decoding the mysteries of effective weight loss. This is a book that I'm very proud of it, first of all, because it has a lot of different different aspects of weight gain. I see people that come to me and they never get weight any weight loss. I have people that come here with obesity, most of them, and they just lost the hope. And they come to me expecting another diet, expecting more exercise, and expecting to fail again. This is something that is sad to see. And most people thinking enrolling in another program mean failing, because most of the programs nowadays they fail. Unfortunately, they fail and they fail miserably. So I did this book with that intention to see if I can reach to other people and tell them that that's not their fault. They have been lying to us. For the past 50 years or so, we have accomplished so much in technology, so much in industry. We produce more, and all that has a price. Industrializing world has a price, and the price it comes with more stress. Most of our food has a lot of nutritional deficiencies. Another one is toxicity. We have toxicity. We used to have toxins in the past, but not the amount of toxins that we have now. Now the body is capable to get rid of some toxins, but we are bombarded with toxins nowadays. It's not possible for a body to survive. I'm sorry I didn't even introduce myself. Myself is Georgina Zagaro Chavez, veterinary medicine physician. And this is a topic that I get excited about. And you can see about getting excited about the way that we're getting is not because we sit in the couch and eat too much. The way that we're getting is due to the fact that we have external things like nutritional deficiencies, stress, and chemical toxicity, or toxicity in general, because there's other aspects besides just chemical that affecting us. The statistics are so scary. About 20 years ago, when I started this journey, I checked the CDC to check what it was the statistics and obesity. Obesity was about 33% 20 years ago. I just checked it before I make this book because I wanted to put it in there and want to be accurate to 2024. Wow, 42%. 42% of the population in the United States is obese, not overweight, obese. 20% of our kids are obese, not overweight. Overweight is like, this is your body in the perfect weight. Like, for instance, you're 100 pounds, your perfect weight, right? And then you're going to go ahead and add like 115, that will be overweight. But when you reach 130 or above, that's obesity. And that's what we had in obesity, no overweight. Overweight is on top of it. So maybe we are like, I didn't check the overweight, but last time I checked back in 2006 or so, it was over 60%. I bet you that number went up. And that's kind of sad because we know more about diets and exercise, about nutrition, but yeah, we're failing. And a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, I know, but they're still failing. So it means that we're doing something wrong. So this book is based in something completely different. It's not about doing exercise. It's not about doing diets. It's not about doing anything in between that. Obviously, those methods, they didn't work. So now we're going to use the method that works for me and for a lot of my patients, okay? Is the root cause approach. What is this approach about? What it is if it's causing you, what causing you to be obese or overweight, you have to remove it out of your body, out of your environment in order for you to reverse by itself. The body recognizes when you're given the right thing and it do whatever it needs to do to be better. The body is not stupid. It's very smart and it has a lot of capabilities to improve. So what happened when you give the right thing, for instance, in case of toxicity, you remove the toxins in the environment because obviously they come from our exterior. Even if it's not all of them, most of them. For instance, you taking certain medications and that's what they're causing you to be overweight. You using certain products like endocrine disruptors. It can be cleaning products, it can be Teflon products, non-stick cookware, it can be plastic, it can be pesticides. Whatever it is, we need to recognize what it is. Say, listen, this is what you got to go ahead and start avoiding from now on. Even if you don't avoid it 100%, but you can avoid it a very good chunk of it. That way you can go ahead and reverse it. Now, the other step is remove it out of your body. When you remove it out of your body will be like, oh, and you go back to normality. This is what I have seen over and over and over. Most people that they reverse overweight and obesity especially, completely, they reverse it completely. Now, you can go ahead and do surgeries, you can go ahead and do medication, which they get another side effects. But the right thing to do, health wise, conscious. If you are conscious about your health, you gotta do it the right way. If you putting something in your body, but you are not removing it from your body, obviously you're never gonna get better. And if you don't get better, you will never ever improve whatever you have. Now, you can go ahead and be skinny, but skinny people get sick too. And this is the purpose, not to get sick or sicker, is to improve your body and your health at the same time. Improve your body that you'll be able to have more energy, that you're going to have more brightness, you're going to be more focused, you're going to have more lively, you're going to be more alive, basically. You're going to have more health. And that's how you acquire health. Now, what are the three causes of gaining weight? Number one is stress. Stress can change your hormones, and hormonals, that they can get you big. Especially when you have stress, it triggers the flight or fight response. Then you produce something called cortisol that make you big. That's number one. Number two, nutritional deficiency is a term in medicine. They call it the new epidemic, and the new epidemic talks about nutritional deficiencies. But in the past, there used to be nutritional deficiency people are skinny with a little belly and really like, oh, that you cannot even walk and stuff because they didn't have enough food. Now the new epidemic is being big when you have no your nutrition in place. Most of us, we do have that due to the fact that we live in places like cities. We don't have food available right here in the back of us. On top of it, we put the food that we're eating 2-3 weeks on the shelves. By the time a lot of the food lost nutrients due to the timing that we consume it. Our culture, our practices, that's another big one. They don't rotate the soil. A lot of the soils, they have no nutrients in there. Also, as well, we process our food and a lot of them, and our processing, a lot of the nutrients are missing, they get lost. Now we're replacing it sometimes with artificial nutrients, which our body don't recognize it very well, it doesn't absorb it as well. And also too, rather than being good, we ended up having more problems. Okay, now the last one is toxins. Toxins, and that includes parasites. Parasites, we've been living with parasites all our lives, so it's nothing new. All of us, we have parasites at one point or another. The only thing that you have to understand is that not because you live in the United States and it's first world, it means that you don't have parasites. I have seen tons of people here in the United States that they do have parasites, okay? So you have parasites. It's something very simplistic that you got to do once a year. You got to remove parasites, and that's it. That's all what you have to do. Now, a lot of the serious chronic diseases, including cancer, like symptoms, come from parasites. Remember, parasites, they produce a lot of mycotoxins. They poop and they pee inside you. They die sometimes, and that's very toxic for your body. It's like you're having a dead body inside your body. So obviously, you are going to be sick, right? Now they poo and pee, and you need to get rid of it. Sometimes they say that when you are sensitive to ammonia, like when it's pee, it means that you have parasites. So parasites, they have a whole range of symptoms. It can be just a stomach ache after that you eat. It can be just diarrhea. It can be a little bit constipation. It can be stomach discomfort. But parasites, they can go anywhere in the body. They can go in the eyes. They can go in the skin. They can go in the brain. I knew one case that they went into the brain. They ended up like, it was a young guy that was about 26 years old, went to the store. He got out of the store. He didn't know where it was. He got lost. He didn't know how to come back to his house, and got lost and started wandering around. And they found him like 2, 3 days later. They put it in the hospital, and what they say was the egg of a parasite. And that happened a lot. And a lot of people, they don't understand it. Sometimes this is the things that we say, oh, that's a brain tumor. That's a cancer. That's colitis. All those problems, the serious problems that we have, sometimes it has to do with parasites. That's number one. Now, we jump at another side of the toxicity. That's the chemical toxicity. The chemical toxicity is through the roof. Now, all of us, we are exposed to plastic big time. Plastic big time is an obesogen. Obesogen meaning it make you gain weight. The plastics that you use, the containers, plastics that you use to drink water, the plastics that you use for you to save you food, all those plastics are really bad for us. They have PVC. Then we jump into the plastics that we get, bending plastics, the ones that we get our food wrapped into, the phthalates. And those are very endocrine disruptors as well. Now, the other one is pesticides. Pesticides, we have pesticides everywhere, every food. Sometimes even if they say organic, it don't mean the organic is pure and it has no traces of pesticides. They didn't put pesticides directly, but the soil can contain pesticides. What it is in the United States, after that you don't put pesticides 3 years, it considered organic. Now, the kick here is that sometimes pesticides is being in the soil like DDT and it's still present in the soil. So it don't mean that you're getting 100% organic. It's impossible nowadays to get very good quality food, even though it's clean to be organic. Now, pesticides, non-stick cookware. If you want to get something out of here, one of the things I can recommend you is to go with glass in the kitchen or stainless steel. Stainless steel is one of the best things in the world. They last you forever. Yes, you're going to spend one time. It's going to be more expensive. A lot of people get mad at me. They tell me, oh, but it is hard to wash it. Yes, it is a little harder, but I can tell you, there's no impossible. I have those for like my pots. I bought it like probably 25 years ago. Still working perfectly fine. They look perfectly fine. And I cook them all the time in there. And it's very good cookware. You have to make sure there's 1810 stainless steel. They don't have any aluminum as well, because nowadays they sneak aluminum in it, so they defeating the purpose of the stainless steel. All right. Like I say, aluminum probably by now you grasp the concept. You got to remove it out of your kitchen. Now, the other thing that you have in your kitchen is cleaning products. Clean products, by far, they have so many toxins, and a lot of them, they're endocrine disruptors. They can gain you weight. So what you can do instead, well, remove all of those commercial grade products for products like vinegar, baking soda, lime. I always use steamers. I love steamers because I feel like they clean and I don't have to contaminate my home. And that's something that probably you can buy a steamer. My steamer cost me like $110, something like that. But I've been having it for like 10 years. So you can go ahead and use it for the rest of your life, basically. So that's a good tip. Now, we're jumping into something else. One of the main reasons they started doing this was because my son got sick. My son, when he was about 1 year old, out of the sudden he got some lumps. And I just check him. I used to take him to the doctor regularly, like anybody else do. And 3 days prior, they told me that he was perfectly healthy. So then out of the sudden, he get the jab, and 3 days later, he got the lumps like this big. Like, I mean, you can see like the lump for a 1 year old like this big, and the other one was a little smaller, but it was big. You can see it far away. So I took him back to the doctor, the pediatrician, the orthopedic. He told me they had something serious. Well, I went to the hospital and they told me that my son has a rare autoimmune disorder. From being super healthy, 3 days later to be in the condition that was a life-threatening disease. I didn't really understand back then a lot of stuff, but now I understand that part of this. And why? Because myself, I went to the dentist and I used to have the amalgams. The amalgams, they are the black fillings. That's how you see the black fillings. They call it amalgams. And half of that thing is pure mercury. This thing, in the case of my son, the 1 year old, it contained mercury. So it was a mercury poisoning. What happened to him, and it happened to me. And it was due to medical toxicity. And it's not the only medical toxicity that happened there. It happened a lot in different toxins with different medical treatments. So please make sure that whenever you take something, you double verify that that's okay for you, or you be careful a little bit, like you don't need to overuse it. Sometimes that is the one that causes you to be sick in the long run. Now, like I said, your body does have the capacity to eliminate some toxins, but not overwhelming toxins, like a bombarded with toxins. So that's another thing. Some medications as well, they can give you nutritional deficiencies. So it's more than just the toxicity. Is also the nutritional deficiencies that cause. I have a little something that sometimes I give it to my patient and say, look, check on it and just make sure that you read side effects. And not just in the internet go. It's a book, they call it nurse reference book. And that nurse reference book, it gives you all the side effects of each medication every 2 years. I think that they do a new edition. So by the newest, because the newest has more the accurate information, right? So basically, that's the main thing they did this. I know how it is when you have a health issue and you don't have somebody to help you out. I know because I was there with my son and I was there with myself before. And I can tell you that if you do the right thing for your body, it will recognize it. This is a different approach. And I don't asking you to be 3 hours every day in the exercises or getting diets that they're going to hurt you. You're going to create more problems in your body long term, or getting surgeries that they're going to hurt you as well. They're going to give you side effects, serious side effects. Also, to the new is very, I heard from a lot of people that that's not very good. It gives you tons of side effects. It damages your microbiome, and having no good microbiome, it means lower your autoimmune disorder, autoimmune. So I don't want that you get sick. I want that you get healthy. And this is the approach that I use. I have good results. And I'm going to give you the next part. The next part is going to be everything about nutritional deficiencies, what nutritional deficiencies are more inclined to people with obesity. Then I'm going to go into stress, what you got to do, and also parasites, also chemical toxicity, everything detoxifying. It's going to be a complete course. Now, if you want to see the book, please feel free to go and get it. They call it the Weight Loss Mastery, Decoding the Mysteries to Effective Weight Loss. My name is Georgina Sagara Chavez, and it's available right now on Amazon. Very soon it's going to be in audio form, but not yet. It's not yet out there. So please make sure that you get it and read it. It has a lot of tips, a lot of good information, and it want to wake you up. That's what I want. If one person wake up and use it and reverse obesity, that's good enough for me. So until next time, thank you very much, and stay tuned because we're gonna do part 2, part 3, and so on. You're gonna get all the tips anyways here, but I will recommend you, highly recommend you to go and get the book because the book is gonna be a little bit more effective. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.